morning, everybody. I will be right with you. I hope you're all doing super fabulous. I'm in a different spot today, so you probably, I don't know what you can see there, but likely it's a fairly big mess. My printer just has a mind of its own. Okay, I'm just getting logged in on my computer. So I am set up in a different spot because I did like a fast stamping thing right before I left. So hold on. Facebook is being Facebook right now. All right, let me just refresh it. Maybe that'll bring it up. Okay, oh boy. Okay, so now on my computer, I can see the mess that you get to see. All right, so you are seeing a different view of my room right now. I am just back from vacation. Over here, I have got my paper shares started. In the back is the mess I left when I left. So what I'm going to share with you today, so yesterday I posted and I said, I have no idea what I'm going to share with you today. And that's kind of true. I had no idea. Well, no, I had an idea, and then I went to place my paper share order. I wanted to just have a little extra of the expressions in ink paper, and that happens to be what I used for the card today. And it is on back order. So I was like, shoot, what am I going to do? But I decided I'm going to go ahead and share with you, even though it is on back order, the paper, because you can still order it. So then you will get it right away as soon as it comes back in. So it's actually, I think, towards the end of June. But when I show you the paper, you are going to see why it is on back order, because it is just that beautiful. All right, so that's what I'm going to share with you today is the Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper is going to be the star of the show today. And it is my card swap from the Maui Trip Achiever. So there's a card swap we can take part in. And I'll be honest, I signed up for it, kind of forgot about it until the last couple days. And so I did a fast stamping video so I could stay focused and get them all done. And I got about 26 cards done. And I think it cut it like start to finish in about 2.5 hours. And they are stunning. And part of taking part in that is that you get those cards back. So I got that many cards back in return, and they are gorgeous. So I'll have to sprinkle those in or do a special Facebook Live to share with you all of those card swaps because they were just so fabulous. All right, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. I just wanted to kind of see where I was at, which it's not going to matter. You're not going to see that background for long. So my island is over this way. If you're wondering, like, where is she at right now? I'm sitting at one of the tables when we have card class. Because when I did up that many cards in a row, I had to sit. I couldn't stand that long. So anyways, I hope everyone had a great time while I was away. And looks like a few people are watching already. So we do still have that like, share, comment, and win special. Next week, I'm like working on putting all the names from the last like 6 weeks of Facebook Lives, just our Wednesday Live, and then any posts last week. You can go back and still like those too. Your name is going into a bucket, and everyone is entered to win a mini stamp cut emboss machine. So that drawing will be during next week's, I'll do it live, during next week's Facebook Live. So that'll be really fun. So last week of the stamp set giveaway, and then next week will be the mini stamp and cut emboss, or no, this was the last week. So Sonia Parr was our winner. She's getting the last stamp set that I have that was part of this promotion. And then next week's the Stamp Cut Emboss Machine, the big grand finale. And then we'll do something fun after that. All right, so I'll just talk about some things that are going on as I go making the card today and get to work. Yeah, I think that's all I got to talk about here. All right, so welcome everybody. As you see, I'm still drinking my coffee. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I did a little work yesterday, but I wasn't really down here too much. I did some computer work. I'm going to slowly turn you here in an effort to not make you dizzy. All right. Okay. So I did share some pictures yesterday of our trip, and it was so fun. It was so great to travel with the kids and share with them Maui. And we just had so much fun. But it was so good to get back. I was so excited to get back and, you know, start working on things again. That Monday we got home. Oh goodness, it was early, like 9 in the morning or so, 9:15. And I started cleaning the house right away. And, you know, we were like short on sleep because of the time difference and things. But I was just excited to get back to it, that I went ahead and started cleaning house, took a little nap, and then yesterday did a lot of computer work, which, let me tell you, oh goodness, I should have grabbed my calendar because I'm not sure I have the, yeah, I think I know the date. I booked a full day, not really a full day, yeah, kind of a full day, Fall Fest. So save the date if you want to do live in-person stamping again in a group, because, you know, as long as things stay how they are here in Minnesota, we're only going up, right? And we're going to look at it that way. And I have got some alternative options if, you know, things change. But we are going to do a live stamping event. Fall Fest is what it's going to be called. And it's going to be Saturday, September 25th in Mankato. I'm not going to announce the location yet. I have one, but I'm not going to tell you yet. But for now, save the date, September 25th. Plan to stamp in person for Fall Fest 2021. All right. Here we go. Look at this paper that I'm using. So this is back order. Now back order means you can order it, and I encourage you to do so. So that way when it comes back in, you're the first to get it. So if they only get so many and there's so many back orders, yours gets filled first. Okay, so let me show you the one side. Beautiful foils on this paper. So this is what I use for my card swap for the Trip Achiever. So I had to bring 26 cards and I got 25 back. Stampin' Up! Kept one of them. And some of you, if you're watching a lot of different videos, I saw mine pop up with some other people that shared theirs. So that's pretty exciting. And I apologize if I got some goofy shadows. Again, I'm not really in my normal spot. I'm going to see if I can adjust this light over here. And that might make a little difference. I don't know. It seems like a little orange, but that's all right. Okay, and then look at this side. Look at the gold striped. I mean, so much, I don't know, like glitz and glamour to this paper, I think. It's just so pretty. Here we go. And these are the two sheets that I focused on doing my cards. As you can see, I only have a partial here. So I do believe for the paper shares that I have now, I have enough of this paper to fill the paper shares that I currently have. If on the last couple that I run out, I will just send you the rest, and then this will come later. So don't hesitate to order those paper shares either. Let me see here. And actually, I think they're still open. If you go to order paper shares and they're not, you can contact me. I'm first going to be cutting for them on Friday. And so I could always get you added on. It's not a big deal. All right. Get a drink of my coffee. Okay, so Encircled in Friendship. So we use Expressions in ink paper. There's a supply list in the posting here, but Encircled in Friendship is the stamp set that I use. There's beautiful dies that go with this too, but I didn't use them today. But this is a really pretty set. This happens to be a set that I ordered the bundle because I wanted the dies, and I didn't even know what the stamp set looked like. And then it was one of the first ones that I used. So I absolutely love it. I'm gonna give you the measurements as well. And I have one more thing I wanna grab. And I have been talking a ton about this, but this is such a handy tool. And if you already subscribe to my email list, this has been on the last few weeks on Tutorial Tuesday. But another way to get this is if you just join my email list. If you join my email list, I believe it's about one day later, you get this sent to you, and it gives you all those little measurements. So of course this is bigger than an inch, but it's very detailed, so you can see how to, you know, how this translates into measurements on your ruler. It's no secret that I have a hard time measuring things. And for the longest time, I shied away from these smaller measurements because I didn't know what they were. And I didn't know how to say them. But now I do, because I have my handy dandy ruler. And you can have it too. You just got to join my email list. Top of this little posting, join it. It's easy to do. And then you get Tutorial Tuesday and all the events that are going on. Be in the know. Be the first to know. All right. So here we go. Let's go with our measurements and paper colors. Look at this color combination. So stunning. We're going to even heat emboss today. Pretty excited. All right, so let's start off with, I've got them all here. So if you want to recreate this card, these are the measurements and my paper colors. Polished pink. I've got one standard card size base, 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 piece here. And then next I have got my shaded spruce. Now I have 3 pieces of shaded spruce here. 5 1/4 by 4. And I missed one piece. I have got to cut it. All right. And not of the shaded spruce, but 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have got another one that is, let's see, this one here, 5.5 by 2. And then we've got this little guy. So this is the one where I had to go ahead. I wanted just that little bit you know, 1/8 of an inch around instead of 1/4 of an inch. So 4 1/8 by 3 1/8 is my next layer here. Okay, and then I'm seeing here, I need to cut a basic white, but that's not gonna be a problem. No big deal. All right, and then my designer series paper. I got a 3x4. I love doing the 3x4 here because I can get 12 out of 1 sheet of designer series paper. And so I'm gonna use the gold foil side on this. And then the flip side of this particular sheet of paper is, here's one of those small ones again, 1 7/8 by 5 1/2, okay? And, because this one was 5 1/2 by 2. All right, so you can kind of, you know, guess where I'm going with this, like what's gonna layer together. So those are the measurements. I'm gonna leave them sit here, so if you want to recreate this card, and you're going to want to, let me tell you, it's so pretty. And just, this is a great layout. It's not just this paper. You could transfer this into anything you wanted. Okay, so let's get that basic white. How did I miss the basic white? All right. I happen to have a paper trimmer right here. And so my basic white, what's gonna happen is it's gonna layer with this one here. This is gonna be such a beautiful card. And this is the inside, but my basic white, what I need to do is I need to go 5 1/8. Okay, so here's 5 1/8. I hope you can see that. Let's go. Just in case you can't, I'll move it down a little bit. So 5 1/8 by 3, okay, and 7/8. Okay, so this is 3 1/4, but I want to go 1 notch past that, which is 3 7/8. Now, when I first started, I had someone ask me actually not too long ago, a couple months ago, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, and they were a very beginner stamper, and they said, how do I get all those little measurements? Like, how do you figure them out? And I said, you just don't do them. And I take that back. You do them. You just need a little tool to do them. You just need something like this so that you know what you're doing, and then it's not a problem. But that's what I said. If you're a beginner stamper, just don't do those little measurements. But no. Sometimes you just have to. You just have to because you want the perfect layout, and that's exactly how I'm doing it now. All right, so let's get started here. I'm gonna just start layering things together, and then I'll show you the rest of it. I didn't even show you the card yet. How would I give you a glimpse of the card? Here we go. We'll just go a quick glimpse. Look at that. All right, isn't it pretty? Okay, let's set it to the side. So now you see where we're going with things. Okay, you know, I didn't even look at the comments. Okay. I am seeing them now. Silly me, I didn't even know if I was here. I mean, I looked, but okay. So good morning, everybody. So Connie just said this was Sarah and Shelly's favorite designer series paper. I believe it. It is mine too. I opened it and was like about fell off my chair. Actually, I didn't fall off my chair. I was standing. I remember it. There was people here at card class, and I just was like oohing and on over it, and it was pretty funny. And it's on the front of the cover of the catalog too, so it's no surprise that it would be a favorite. All right, so I'm not even going to bother scoring this one because this is the most simple fun fold you'll ever do. We've made a few of these now. So simple. It's the least complicated thing you will ever make in your life for a fun fold. All right, so polished pink, just fold it in half. If you want to score it 4 1/4, I don't even know what this score line here would be, so I'm not even going to tell you. Then you just fold this one back, okay? Just fold it back. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then we already have a little fun fold. Okay, so now we're just going to layer things up. And what else are we going to do? We're going to heat emboss. That's what we're going to do. All right. So I'm going to just start layering these together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my basic white. This is going to be the inside. So you see how great that is to add that. Oh, did I cut it right? I did. Okay. I got a little panic there for a second. So I've got my basic white. Remember, I did that odd measurement of 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 so that I got that 1/8 of an inch around there. And then my sheeted spruce was that 5 1/4 by 4. So the 5 1/4 by 4 is our typical standard insert for the inside of a card. But since this one is going to show around the edges, I wanted to make it just a little extra special, you know. And when you're swapping cards in a card swap with, you know, people all over the country and in most years all over the world, you really, you know, you want to make it just a little extra fancy. So this maybe is more layers than I would normally do for a card swap. But for this particular card swap, I really, you know, you want to pull out all the stops when because your card goes up on this board for everybody to see. And, you know, everybody is looking at them. So you really want to do a nice job on it. Okay. And so that is my inside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to layer over here this beautiful piece of shaded spruce with the Designer Series paper. And so that's going to be our next step. And then it's going to get really fun here. It's kind of hard to cover some of these up. So I need to get a big stash of this paper so that I'm never afraid to use it. So that's kind of what I do. You know, I buy one to use and then I buy one just to have on my shelf to look pretty and beautiful. And I haven't gotten my paper samplers done yet. So that's next up on the list to do when I cut for the paper shares, is to get those little papers, you know, where I got all the squares and the coordinating colors and all of that. That's next up on the agenda. All right, and let's flip that over and adhere. So see, isn't that beautiful how it's just like all those colors are just peeking out of the side? And on my other card, I did use one of the gold foils on here, which you could do, but I was running low on that paper, so I wanted to save it for now. Okay, and then right here, I'm gonna layer this. So this is a 3x4. Let me make sure I do that right. So the polished pink is going to be, I should save these measurements so that I'm gonna write up probably I will share these measurements in this week's email, or the next email I send. I don't know if I'm going to send one tomorrow or not, but I will share these at some point because this is a great layout. All right, so nope, I need to go this way. I got to remember what I'm doing here. I want to cut it going the right, or adhere it the right way, because I want the shaded spruce side up and the gold foils on this. Okay, and next, let's see, we're going to put this right onto the polished pink. And then we're going to start the fun part of the sentiment and the decorating. I just like to get some of my pieces out of the way sometimes so that I don't lose them. All right, let's go ahead and do that. And look at here. Look at how great that's coming together. I'm not ready to adhere yet though, because I need to put some ribbon on there. And let's go ahead, and I'm just going to leave you look at that beauty right there. I mean, how can this not turn out great? And so what I'm going to do now is look at this. Okay, so I have pulled in my Stitch So Sweetly die here. I wanted lots of layers on this. Lots of dimension is what I was going for. And so I pulled out this label in Shaded Spruce from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And then what I have here is one of the scalloped circles and then the regular circles from our layering circle dies. Okay, and so this is gonna go on here. We're gonna heat emboss. How about that? Okay, so this is where I'm going to use the stamp. It says, in a world where you can be anything, thank you for being kind. So perfect. I love it. And let's go ahead and bring our Versamark in. I didn't even clean this. I hope it works out all right. Like, I literally finished my swaps at about, I don't know, 10:30, 11 at night. And we had to leave for the airport at like 3 in the morning. So, I mean, it was a tight squeeze to get these done. But I didn't want to have to bring all the stuff with, so I wanted them done before I went. All right, so just a nice light tap there. And then I'm gonna let this soak in. I'm not pushing real hard because I don't want to end up with too much Versamark, because then my powder is gonna be all over the place. And I want to have a nice crisp image. So do you see that? I'm just letting that soak in. Now that's a little dramatic. You wouldn't need to leave it that long, but you know, I was jibber jabbering. Okay, so let's put that Versamark away. And okay, I'm gonna pull this up. So you could probably hardly even see that that is on there right now. But as soon as I put that gold on, it's really gonna show through. All right, and if you wanna get a really fast look at this, go back and just scroll down a little bit. It was my daughter actually made it. It was a TikTok video in like fast motion that she shared. Well, I mean, she made it on my account and then I shared it, but of these going together quite quickly, of how I did. So this is good from one card because I'm talking. This is going to take like, you know, like what seems like forever. But I can't believe how fast I made all of those. But when you're in a hurry, you're in a hurry. Okay, so now I'm going to use this to hold it in place. And then I'm going to just do my heat embossing with our heat tool. All right, and so as I like to go like this, you could get like a little tweezers and go from underneath, but with this small of a piece, it would be hard to hold it with your hands. So if you're gonna go from underneath, you definitely want like a tweezers or something that you can, you know, hold on to it so that your fingers don't have to be that close. So as you see here, which might be a little bit hard to see, as soon as it starts to work, it just gets nice and bold. And this is a great way. Okay, hold on. Gotta shut this off. That'd be funny if it's stuck on. Okay, I was just kind of going at it at the wrong angle. Okay, so now I want to show you. I don't know what's going on. It looks like it's, hopefully it's okay here. Looks like my computer is pausing. I'm hoping it's just my computer and not everybody. All right, so let me share that with you. Look at how pretty that is. I don't know. There we go. So nice gold. So this is a great way if you want to do some stamping on darker colored papers, is to emboss on it because it really makes it nice and bold. Okay, so we're going to do lots of dimensionals on this because, you know, this is with all these layers, it's going to be a fairly heavy card anyways. So, you know, it's going to probably need a little extra postage, or this might be a hand delivered card or something you tuck inside of a little gift or something. So that's why I'm not going to worry too much about how much bulk I'm putting on this card. And I don't want to use my ribbon scissors. I do need to cut these apart because I'm coming to the end of this sheet of dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals on pretty much like every layer that I'm doing here. And we'll just get these coupled together, and then we'll tie some bows, use some ribbon. Okay, so let's put the shaded spruce, our stamped piece, or heat embossed is maybe a better way to say that. And we will go ahead and put this onto the polished pink scallop. Just right there in the center. And then next up, what I want to do is I'm going to put it onto this piece. Now, see how nice that is to put just more color and more layers? One layer just was not enough for this card. And so what I'm going to use now is, I'm so excited about this. So I'm going to use the gold from this pack, but there's Simply Elegant trim. So we have this new trim. Of course, you all know my little signature, you know, doodad thing I'm going to do here. So we've got gold and we have silver, but of course we've got these gold foils. So I'm going to stick with the gold. Now on my card swap that I sent, I did not put this on there because I didn't have enough for one, and I was short on time. And so it would have taken too much time to add this to all of them. But I'm going to do it right now because I love it. And I need some glue dots. So, you know, I didn't even check all my supplies over here before I started this morning. So hopefully I have enough of everything here. It looks like I probably will. All right, so the gold trim. So here's my little signature thing. We're going to go around, let's see, probably 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. I will use my ribbon scissors to trim it off here. And remember, this can be bulky. It's fine. That's kind of what we're going for here. All right, so I've got like this circle going here. And I'm going to, see, this works a little different. I got to get used to it. And I'm just going to pinch it in the center, okay? And then with a glue dot in the center here, that's what I'm going to adhere it to. And if I need to grab another glue dot, that's no problem. I can do that. But this is just going to hold it in place. And then, you know, we're going to put that other piece over the top. And so this is all I'm going to do. Now, some people, they like to start fanning it out. We don't want to do that yet. We're just going to leave it right in place, just like so. And now I will put dimensionals. I'm going to kind of, you know, stay away from the middle here because that's where this is going to be. So I'm going to go around the edges with my dimensionals on my scallop polished pink. Polished pink. You know, I think I used polished pink last week or the last time we did a live too, because I think I remember talking about this was my, maybe I didn't, I don't know what I'm talking about. This was my wedding color, was pretty much polished pink, hot pink. I made my bridesmaids wear polished pink. Little did we know that was going to be a Stampin' Up color. Well, I didn't even know what Stampin' Up was at the time. Boy, would things be different had I known about Stampin' Up back then. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere that. As we're going here, I should talk about the order special. So current order special till the end of the month is a free embellishment and a hefty stack of designer series paper. I have to show you that. Do you want to know how much a hefty stack of paper is? Okay, I gotta show you because it's a lot. I checked it out last night, and what I do is, because some of these get mailed, I figure it that I'm going to mail you 10 ounces of designer series paper, 6x6. Some of it is current, some of it is very newly retired, and some of my favorite older ones too. But this is a hefty stack of designer series paper. Look at that. This isn't necessary. I'd mix it up a little bit because there's a lot of Dandy Garden in here, but so you wouldn't get all Dandy Garden. I just wanted to know how much it was. So a hefty stack of paper comes to around 80 sheets of paper that you will get if you place a $50 order. So any order over $50 will get you a hefty stack of paper and a brand new embellishment. And those are gonna go out after probably the first week in June. I'm gonna have to wait for my embellishments to get here. But I just ordered them yesterday, so it shouldn't be too much longer. So that is the order special for the rest of the month. That's all May long. So if you ordered while I was away, you got double punches too, but that ended yesterday. All right. And what is a punch? A punch. So I do punch cards. So after you get 10 punches, I will send you, gosh, all my ribbons are like gone. I will send you, well, you get to pick. After 10 punches, you get a free stamp set. So any value, your choice. All right, here we go. Look at that. Okay, here we go. Now, I will add that if you order, it is one per person. So you don't get multiple, embellishments and hefty stacks of paper. I send one pack per person. It's a pretty good value. All right, along with the punch card. Okay, so now, you see this? I'm just putting a glue dot down because that's where I'm gonna tie my bow. I already cut this. It's not quite as long as I would like it to be, so I'm gonna have to do my magic here on tying my bow, but it looked like I was kind of running low on ribbon, so I don't wanna open another pack for this. As long as I have, I don't know why I have this small of a piece cut, but I do. Maybe it was left over. Okay, see that? Let's work some magic here. And you can make this as big or as little as you want. On my first one, I have it a little bigger, but I don't want it straight, you know? Do you see this? I'm kind of doing it a little sideways. That's what I want to do. That's the plan. All right, so look at that. And now we're gonna go ahead and adhere. We're like winded down here, coming to the end of this card, which is good because I do have to get going. I'm doing my Cafe Crafter group. We do an update weekly, usually on Tuesdays, but I wasn't quite back to work yesterday. And so I'm doing that as soon as I'm done here. Okay, and look at this. So I put my adhesive just right here. You know, don't put it over there because otherwise it's gonna, you know, adhere there. So let's go ahead and put that down. And then last but not least, oh, not last, we have one more step. Look at how beautiful this is coming together. I just cannot get over how pretty this paper is and just this color combination. Maybe not one I would have picked out on my own, but Stampin' Up! Tells me that these colors match. I trust them. And it always works out when I do that. All right, so now at this point, if you want to move your gold around a little bit and, you know, maneuver it where you want it to go. But look at how that just adds a nice little touch to that. And then last but not least, this is last. And then I'm gonna probably wind down and end it for the day. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to use my, take a pick tool, the putty end. I gotta pull a little putty up there. And let's go ahead, because we've already decided that this is going to be a bulky card. So I'm not gonna worry about what sizes I use. So I'm gonna use all the sizes here. And because this is definitely a special card for a special friend. This would be one of those 5-star friend cards that I've talked about in the past. You send this to your friend who's gonna leave it up on the refrigerator or on the counter and share with everybody that stops by their house, or they might even share it online because it's got so many layers, the beautiful colors, the special designer series paper. And there you have it, a fun fold. It's kind of got all the things, you know. If there's a card that has all the things, it's this one. So I hope that you enjoyed today's card. Again, lots and lots of information coming out these days with events I have going on. We've got Color Club coming up. We have got paper shares in full swing. That Hey Chick class, I believe, was still open through Saturday maybe. And same with the hot dog class. If you missed out on any of those and you've seen them in the emails, just send me a message and we will work it out and figure out how to get you signed up for that. So that's all May events. And then soon we're going to be moving into June. Can you believe that? June is coming right up. Main thing is get yourself on my email list so that you get first dibs on all of that stuff. You get the handy ruler that helps you. I will send out the measurements for these cards in an email. Perhaps next week's Tutorial Tuesday, I'll send these out because it is just really a gorgeous card that I think needs to continue to be shared. So this was my Trip Achievers card swap card. I hope you love it. And let's see, when are we coming to you next? It'll be next Wednesday. I don't know the date. I'm so out of it. So next Wednesday, 11 a.m. is going to be our Facebook Live where we will be giving away the mini stamp and cut emboss machine. So if I don't see you before then, I will see you next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Have a wonderful week, everybody. It's so great to be back with you. See you later.